Well, that was certainly fun for me. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. And today brings us hashtag YCS unboxing. My first unboxing video, y'all. I was contacted by Your Creative Studio, and they asked me if I would accept a free box and do an unboxing video along with the project. And I checked them out. I asked some friends, searched them out online because, you know, I wasn't familiar with them, just saying. And I thought, well, yeah, I'll do that because I watched some of their previous unboxing videos by various other persons on the YouTubes, and I thought, yeah, that looks like stuff for me. So you bet. I'm not an affiliate, and you will find also in the information below a link to their website, and also again the statement that I am not an affiliate. Anyways, so we are unboxing. As you can see, it was all lovely wrapped, and you know, you can use, as mixed media people and journalers, you know, we can use everything. You know, this thing would work for scrapbookers too. Just saying, because, you know, just saying. So what I received was the February 2023 box. Florals, flowers, stuff. Okay. And yeah, pretty happy with it, y'all. We got washi tape. We got one medium to large size stamp you just saw, and we got 3 smaller ones. Y'all, they stamp beautifully. Now let me just say, I'm not always the brightest bulb. Okay, I'm not necessarily a daylight bulb. Kind of incandescent. Okay, maybe one of those flickering fluorescents. Yeah, so sometimes I catch on slow-ish, sort of, you know, just because, yeah. And the video has been sped up into hyperdrive. It may not look like it at this exact moment, but it's true. And here we're going to stamp out these stamps. Check them out, y'all. Now, I did rub them on, you know, the palm of my hand, on my arm. You know how it's recommended. Some people say use an eraser, you know, to get off the manufacturing oils or residues during manufacturing. You can use that word if you want to, Barb. Purple. Anyway, I don't think these really had that on there. Now, I tried to peel the plastic off the back, and I didn't have much luck with it. And, it, you know, weren't wanting to stick to my acrylic block so well. Y'all, not everything is, you know, sometimes it's user interface. Just saying. So, put a little double-sided tape on my little acrylic block, and I'm wiping off my stamps like a good girl when you're using solvent-based stamp ink, like I do with the archival, because, you know, I like the archival. I also use stazon from time to time. And we might as well throw out distress oxide inks, because I love those too. You know, they have some kind of something in them. Anyways, it's a good idea to wipe your stamps off. And here, I finally got one of the plastics to release. Y'all, I'm just so stinking special. Maybe that's why they invited me for the box, because they realized how special I am. Maybe not. Anyway, pretty. They stamped beautifully. I'm honest review, y'all. Just saying. So we're going to set those aside and continue our, see, now it just peels off. It's like lickety split. There it is. It's done now. It's like, oh, bless my heart, y'all. You know what to say when it's appropriate. Now, most of these packagings was written in, I believe it's Chinese, y'all. I may be wrong. It could be another Asian language. I don't know, because I can't read no Asian. Should have got out my Google phone and did a Google Translate, but I didn't do it. Beautiful little papers. Really happy with them. They're fun. I found them to be pretty versatile. I did find one that had a tear in it. Well, two of them, because those are two of each one in that particular packaging. Oh, see, there it is. But you know what? That is still extremely usable. It could even be used as a solid piece, but we'll use it later in separations. And now we got this one, has some little doolollies. It's got some flower. I believe these were stickers. Some were stickers and some were just acrylic printed, okay? I found out some was actually stickers later because I couldn't get them to peel apart. Those would have been the just the acetate ones. Did I say acrylic? Whatever, y'all. It's plastic, you know. And fun little images and doolallers. And I thought, yeah, I know I'm going through pretty fast, okay? Because this is the longest video. Because we got project to do, y'all. You know me. I get a little overzealous about doing a project, and I do more than one. Well, it's one project. Mass made. Look at this notebook. Oh my gosh. Was it like 3 or 4 sheets of each image, y'all? Fun images too, might I say. We're going to use them in a little while. And them, some of them flowers. And this one's got little stuff in it too. Now, some of these papers are textured. Some are very slick. Hence the reason I couldn't determine necessarily which was a sticker and which was not a sticker. This particular one has an actual pressed flower, little pressed flower stem in there. And it didn't do real well in the shipping, right? I kept all the pieces because we can still use it. I don't know when. Not in this project, but we can still use it. And these are little washi stickers. I really like washi stickers because they are not shiny, okay? The regular stickers, you know, like the flowers, those are shiny. So it's just, you know, kind of a handoff you got to take there. You get the detail and lovely beauty of a sticker, but you get the shine, okay? Washi stickers tend to be fairly translucent. So see, there's a trade-off pretty much for everything, y'all. So we're going to line that back up carefully, pick up all the little flower heads. It's so cute, y'all. It might be breath. I bet it's baby's breath. I can hear you. All the way into last month. No, it wasn't last month. Well, yeah, it was too, because, y'all. Calendar reading is not my forte either, for that matter. This is a nice little bundle tied up with some jute twine. Love the little envelope thing because once I got done, everything slid in there except one package, okay, which we'll get to that package in a minute. These are, there's 2 of each one. They're textured. That is pretty much like a mulberry paper. Nice, y'all. And I like the colors. And these coming up to me look reminiscent of lovely old book pages. Okay? They had some writing on there. I don't know the language because, you know, English is my language. I know, I hear you. If you want to call that English, I guess it is APG. Yeah, I hear you. Whatever. Texican language. Lovely little, lots of space to put notes and journaling. This would work. I'm telling y'all, okay, your imagination is your only limit. We got some numbers. We will use those numbers, okay? They only go up to 6, but we use them anyway, even though we go to 10. So, your imagination's your limitation, okay? That's it. If you can imagine it, you can try to figure out how to do it. You know, sometimes that can be an effort, for me anyway, speaking for me. So here are the little flowers that I'm really sure these are printed on acetate and not stickers, because I couldn't get any of them to come apart. If they're stickers, I couldn't work them, y'all. Just saying, I couldn't work them. And I sure got blessed when they came out purple, because you know it's like my favorite color. Okay, and they're purpley blues and violety blues, very pretty, lovely, all different kinds of looking florals. And some's got stems and leaves and some don't. Some are just flower heads, and they're lovely, and we're going to use some. This handy little package is tissue paper. Okay. I don't remember how many sheets came in there, because I did this yesterday between acupunctures. Well, not between. I only had one. Well, anyway. Back is better. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate your prayers. These are like a sheet of, typically used to seal up envelopes. You know, put a little fancy thing on the back of an envelope, depending on how you pronounce it. Envelope. And these papers have 4 of each design. You have like a regular copyweight page. You have a sticker page. That's a full sticker page, y'all. There's a vellum, and then there is a textury cardstock type paper. Pretty. I didn't use any of these. The sizes didn't work out for me, but I got them, y'all. I will use them at some point. Look at that vellum. I'm showing you see-through translucency. Not see-through, just, you know, sort of. And rub-ons. I was surprised to see these rub-ons. Nice. They're, I did not use them on fabric. I don't know if you could. I don't know. It's worth a try, right? And that is a handy little scraper, you know, like a popsicle stick. Only it's a little plastic thing. It worked pretty good. Then I misplaced it, and you know. So I thought, well, I need some greeting cards. I know how y'all love to watch me make greeting cards. Whatever. Watch anyway. So I got out 2. Well, I'm making 10. I found 10 of the same card bases, and it's a pale lavendery bluish, forget-me-not-ish kind of color. Okay, no, that's deeper blue, ultramarine, French ultramarine blue. Okay, so now that we've established the color, and they have slight texture to them, not that it matters because I cover it up pretty much, y'all. So I'm picking out, going through. I'm doing 2 cards at a time. We're making 10. Fair warning. So there will be a fair amount of wash, rinse, repeat. Also, if you want to slow it down so you can get a better, clearer look at each little thing, find the little gear, also known as a cog, or in your settings of your video, so that you can slow down the speed. Now, you can listen to me if you want to, but I'm going to tell you, I will sound funnier than normal. If you really want to speed up, which you can speed up to if you want to, I will talk really, really, really funny. Almost high-pitched. I don't really have it. Anyway, any hoodle-doodles. Moving along. Now, once you get something in your possession, you can do with it as you like. That includes tearing it apart, cutting it up, reassembling it, altering it to suit your needs. Okay? If you need permission, you have my permission. Now, if you've just borrowed something and you have to give it back, please don't do any of those things, because that would just not be proper manners, especially here in the South. Okay? You're supposed to borrow a water hose and keep it till it, you know, till the one you borrowed it from goes and buys them a new one. Anyway, ha ha, y'all. So we're going to do some inking, and I think I show me you. I think you get to see me doing some inking. For the most part, I try to cut out the inking, okay? Because, you know, it's pretty much the same thing. And I guess pretty much layering up these cards is pretty much the same thing too. However, I was really good at not using the same thing on every card. They're all different. They're all the same. It's a set, but they're different. They're different. So I am also using, my first time using the Elemers Extreme Glue Stick. Again, not an affiliate. It was gifted to me. Look, it's just a gifty video, y'all. To me by the lovely Tanya McGuire. Thanks, Tanya. And we were using that because glue stick is pretty much lick 'em and stick 'em kind of thing. I wouldn't lick it though, y'all. So don't do that, okay? And some things are stickers, so they don't necessarily do that. I will break out the art glitter glue because some things had a little harder time sticking, especially when I started putting wrinkles and folds and stuff, because we do that. We wrinkle and fold stuff. And it is a textured card base, so, you know. And you will see me using the lid from the glue stick to burnish stuff down. You will see me continually trying to peel things as if they were stickers. Because some of this paper's pretty slick, you know, like a sticker release back. Truthfully, I mean, just truthfully, y'all. So, but they work. I just wanted them to be, I guess. Anywho, that's me using the glue stick lid to burnish. And we will use the stamps at some point. Really, we will. I'll accept the big one. I didn't use the big one. Now I'm picking out some of them purple flowers. So pretty purple. Anyway, acetate. I'm going to use diamond glaze to adhere down the acetate. I find for me, my humidity, my temperatures, my zone, my way of crafting, that it works the best for me. You may have something that works best for you, in which case, use that. Anyway, inking some more. You will see inking off and on. Now that is a piece we tore off of one of the papers, and we're going to use it because, you know, it's a scrap and it's very usable. So I'm going to cover up the little tail end of that flower so it's not just floating in space. Which, you know, that could be. You know, flowers, well, you know, like wish flowers. Those little things just fly across the space. So now we're going to stamp the inside, and we're going to use purple. Purple. It's a stazon container, and it had the royal purple in it. But I think at some point I got a archival purple re-inker and used it in there too. So, you know, just saying, I'm that way. So here we are, and I'm using those, oh, I said that already, gonna use those number labels, okay, all the way up to 6. We used all of them because they had 6 number labels and I used them all. We're making 10. I said that, didn't I? Love these papers, y'all. They almost fit exactly perfectly without trimming the card bases, which is what, the 4 1/4, 4 1/2 by 5 1/2. I don't know what that size, y'all. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, maybe. I don't know. I already said that. I've said it, and I will repeat it almost guaranteedly. We'll repeat that. Okay. And sometimes some of the things I had picked out initially, I decided, no, I don't want to use that after all. You know, because, you know, I'm an artist. I can change my mind. So that's what we do. And I'm really, well, a couple times I did pay attention to what was on the paper or one of the little bits of ephemera we had. Because one of them said something about taxidermy, and to me it seemed inappropriate to put that on something that had Christmas on there. I think it had Christmas on there, y'all. Although I did not let that kind of thing necessarily influence me. I'm going very intuitively. Does that shape and color look good with this shape and color? Okay, makes me happy, made me happy, we used it. Now these I'm going to cut straight. That one and this one, and I'm using a little pencil mark. We're not going to discuss me stopping and looking for 10 minutes for the mechanical pencil that has disappeared. Anyway, pencil's a pencil, so I shouldn't, I don't know where I put it though. Anyways, bless my heart. I'm like, yeah, I still want to use that. We were going to use that on a prior card, but I didn't do it, so it's getting used now. And I think most of the time I show you how I'm going through and just picking out whatever stuff. That's the taxidermy one. And I'm like, no, we're not going to put taxidermy. Let's put this one on there. So, like I said, shape, color. Some things kind of had did they have a textural spin? Yeah, I'm sure they did. And I'm staying in the number order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, yeah. And now, from what I could tell, pretty much everything will go with everything else. It's just how you interpret it as an artist, intuitively speaking. Now on the shiny stuff, back to the shiny stuff, because I know sometimes we have issues with shiny stuff. We either want to make it not shiny or we want to make dull stuff shiny. Okay? We're never happy with straight hair or curly hair or wavy either for that matter. Anyway, what you can do is you can use clear gesso. It will dull down the shine better than anything else. Matte medium, gel, or fluid will also work. Okay? Now, also, afterwards, now I did not check any of these papers to see if they were, if the ink would come off if it got wet. I didn't do that, did I? I don't know. So, anyway, at your risk. You can also use a shiny finish, something with gloss in it, and put it over your whole thing to make the whole thing shiny, okay? I also did not use anything that didn't come in the box as far as the paper goes. I used glue and ink, of course, and scissors. Anywho, I didn't use anybody else's stuff. And it was hard for me not to use the paper dolls. You'll know I love them. Anyway. So, these would mix very well with lots of other ephemeras and digitals. And, use your stuff. Make it work for you. That's the whole point of these boxes. Is you get, in my opinion, what it's like. That's the beauty of them. Use it how you see fit. Alright? Art journals, junk journals, mixed media, glue books, fine arts, put it on a canvas, scrapbook, tags, index cards, Rolodex cards, and that just got my attention. The focus thing, I do not have autofocus on, but every once in a while my camera will do its own little thing without provocation, without that setting turned on. There's nothing I can do about it. Once it was filmed, it was done. I didn't notice it while I was filming. Every once in a while, I will look up and I will glance over at the camera or the screen and go, "Am I on screen?" And that's about the extent that it goes, y'all. For fuzzy for my directing abilities or producing. Is that producer, director? Yeah, director. Anyways, so my apologies for the occasional autofocus weirdness. Out of my control, especially once it's a done deal. It's done. It's just you can't reshoot opening a box when you've already opened it and tore everything apart. And I guess some people could put it all back in the packaging, but I'm not one of them people. Okay. Now I do have all my leftovers nicely tucked in the box because They will get used. I don't know when, but they will get used, okay? You know, me and my supply chain issues. I don't have any issues, supply chain issues anyway. So we're stamping the inside. I'm leaving room to add, because I will add, these are greeting cards. I will add sentiments, either stamped or die cut words, you know, thinking of you, happy birthday, bite me, you know, what's up, kind of whatever stuff. Thank you, even maybe could happen. I don't know. Just saying. And I use different color inks on the different pairs, because we're going to call them pairs, because I did 2 at a time. And no rhyme, no reason necessarily with the ink. I thought, well, you know, that looks like that color, so we're going to use that color ink. And I think we're fixing to use a rub-on, y'all. Now, it wasn't necessarily the easiest one to get off, but it also wasn't the hardest one I've ever used to get off. Now, the thing about rub-ons are, I'm not sure, decal transfer stickers. Anyway, yes, finally taking a picture of the layout I would like. So I can, you know, get it back that way, not have to go through all that again. Anyway, what was I saying? Decal rub-on things. They're nice. They worked really nice. I don't remember what I was going to say. I know I was mentioning them. I think they would work on fabric. I didn't try them on fabric. And like I said, some things are stickers, some things are not, and I continuously try to make not stickers into stickers. They're slick. Okay, just saying. Some things were slick. It's a rub-on. It's not that easy for me to hold. Y'all know I do have some hand issues, and especially doing that thumb and index finger together will bring me pain after a while. Anyway, it's a thin plastic thing, so a popsicle stick or whatever other tool you typically use to do the rub-ons with may be a better option. But it's a fun little thing, just saying. It worked. And just smooshing stuff around. I will send these out. I don't know when all of them will go out, but there we are. Oh, we're on number 5. Woo, number 5. And that's the washi sticker. I know it's the longest video. I will do my best. Of course, we're kind of halfway through the video by now, probably, to put in the description box the unboxing, you know, when that starts, and then when we start the project, and then when we do the flip-flop, because, you know, I like to do flip-flop sometimes, usually, typically, and definitely for the photo montage, because I like saying photo montage. That's a big rub-on, and I thought, oh, we're going to put it over something bumpy. Taking a picture. Now, that's what I was going to say about the rub-ons. They come on a plastic sheet. The rub-on itself is somewhat sticky. Not necessarily always sticky, but sometimes somewhat. Okay? It has a release paper, which is the white thing on the back. When you pull that off, the sometimes sticky stuff of the rub-on, once you touch it to paper, it will sometimes, that's where it's going. So be careful. These worked really well. I did not have that issue. If it lightly touched, I was able to get it back off. Okay. Some other brands, I don't know which brands, y'all. I don't know. Okay. Once you take that release paper off, sometimes once they touch your paper, that's where it's going to go. Or you're going to be missing part of your image. Okay, just saying. These weren't that bad. These were pretty good. Pretty happy with them. Just saying. And look, it worked over that bumpy surface, uneven surface, different textured surfaces. You know, some were kind of slickish, some were not. Just saying. Love those stamps, y'all. Love them. And this one it just really didn't want to stick. So I put double-sided tape on my little acrylic block because, you know, there's more than one way to do it, y'all. Just saying. Now this one I decided I wanted it crooked. So I'm trimming it off to fit a little more butter, and then I'm going to figure out what side I need to sort of angle off, and it's a weird angle, so don't be freaking out. And I know people that have OCD, no offense to OCD people, but sometimes crooked is what I want. And I know it bothers, and I understand. Like this piece, like I said, once it's in your possession and it belongs to you, change it, alter it if you want to. I felt like this piece was too big for what I wanted to use it for. So we're going to trim it off. Now I like the initial shape of it. I can't get it back to that shape. I'm like, oh, I guess I fouled that up. But, you know, not really. It works out. You'll see. We'll just keep cutting for another minute or second, whatever. Pop that corner off, pop that corner off, nip that one so that it looks sort of like the other. Sort of. Close enough. Gonna ink it. Now, this technique is where you crunchel your paper just a little bit, not overly much, y'all. There is such a thing as too much sometimes. Although I have a hard time with that line of too much line. Anyway, you just crinkle it a little bit and then lightly buff over the top of it with with the blending foam or whatever blending thing you have, just to catch the tops of, you know, the little mountains of the crinkle fold. Okay, this one I tore on purpose. I probably tore it truthfully when I was inking, and then I'm like, well, yeah, that's beautiful, I love it. So we teared it more and folded it back and made that part just a little darker, like that part's been, you know, manhandled or overly abused or something, you know. Think Odin stuff. Okay? Yeah, that. And smooshing it down, I'm like, oh, I want just a little more cockeyedness. Now, let me just give you options for what you can do. Not just these cards, if you should ever happen to get one of these in the mail. I mean, it could happen. It might not. Probably won't. Anyway, it just any cards from anybody. You can use those cards. You can scrapbook with those cards. You can disassemble. Once it's yours, people. You can appreciate them. You can put them in a memory book. You can put them in a Happy Mail book if you should happen to have one of those. You can cut it apart or otherwise disassemble it to make tags. Use it as a tag in a journaling site. You know, people, your imagination, your limitation. So there we go. Gluing and gluing and gluing. Yeah, I don't use a glue stick real often. That one worked pretty good for me. It did not leave my fingers overly sticky, and it seems to have stuck pretty good, especially since I made sure I burnish it down. Because I've seen people do that. They're like, am I burnish this and burnish it? That just means rub it. Maybe with or without force, whatever. You know, that way you get any little air bubbles out and it makes contact everywhere it's supposed to and all that good stuff. Burnish, burnish, burnish. So, here we go, trying to get some corners. Because a couple times I had to come back. Well, I didn't have to. I chose to come back with the art glitter glue. I already said that. I don't know if you'll see any of that stuff. See, with the glue stick, you can kind of pull that back up and be okay. Well, not once you burnish it. Once you burnish it, it's married. Okay, so my voiceover did this weird thing. The computer went and then it disappeared my microphone and all this stuff. So here we are, revoicing over this part that I already did. I don't even know where it went. It totally disappeared. So there's that little tear crack thing that we accidentally put that we made a feature. Okay, and put a lot of glue stick on there and it still didn't want to stick, so we're using our glitter glue. I almost sound like Nicole. Relax, cut, glue. Anyway, so Or is that Devin? See, now I'm just totally spaced out in my brain. Gluing this stuff down. Oh, that was that weird shaped one. Well, it wasn't weird shaped. It was a good shape. And then I tried to recreate it because I wanted it smaller. Because for my particular need, I felt like it was just a wee bit big. Okay? Okay. So, putting all this fun stuff on there. Little circles. Oh, once we got past the number 6, we didn't put any numbers on anything because we were only using stuff from the box, y'all. And there's a lot of leftovers. I could see hundreds, I'm not making hundreds, y'all, of cards, greeting cards coming from that. Sarah, lots of stuff, because there's a lot of stuff in there. Just saying. In real time, I think I posted that at the beginning. In real time, I think it took like 30-ish minutes to go through the box. Yes, that included trying out the stamping, but that's part of going through the box, right? Oh, y'all. Anyway. So here's one of those papers that I felt like looked sort of like a book page thing. And so we're cutting that out because you can do that if you want to. Like, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a fussy cut, but it's not super fussy cut because I wanted that flower and that little dragonfly, or Katie did. I'm not sure which one it is. And there's a little caterpillar there too. Yes. Now this one, I wanted to use the whole sheet, but as you know, it's slightly too long. So we're going to take some away from the middle. It'll be all right. In the end, you can't even tell that there was a split in it, which I kind of thought it would be fun to show, but then I think I covered it all up because, Oh, and that's one of those tore pieces of paper. I'm telling you, you can make it work to your advantage. And here we are slowly inking. Yeah. So, I'm trying just to show y'all now mostly the assemblages mostly. And again with the focus. I don't think it's my new glasses. Yeah, sometimes. No wonder there is so much going on with shooting TV series and news channels. I don't know how news people do it so flawlessly most of the time. Please notice how well I pronounced that word. Flawlessly. Okay, so gonna put these rub-ons, but I need to cover up the end because I don't want them to look like they're floating in the air, which is okay if you have flowers and petals floating in the air. Sometimes it works. I didn't feel like making it work, so we're putting on the rub-on. I couldn't find the little doohickey, so I'm using one of those Dollar Tree pokey tools. The one end, the back end there, it's got that little flat-ish sort of thing. It works really well too. I've used it more than once this way. Just saying, it's a nice little burnisher. And pokey tools, 2 in 1. So here we go. Burnish, burnish, burnish. Is it coming off? Yeah. And take them off slowly, because if you see the image starting to come up, you need to put it back down and rub some more. Okay, burnish some more. So my husband, bless his heart, he was looking at this one. He says, "Oh, it's got a fold in it." And I'm like, "It's supposed to." And he's like, "Well, good job, because it's got a fold in it." I said, "Oh, good, mission accomplished." So here's our teared piece. We used a tear ruler on it. And I did cut out that portion where I was reaching for my tear ruler over there, and it got all wedged up, and then stuff started falling all over the place, and I'm like, well, we're going to have to cut that out. Hyperdrive. Some sections, I believe, are more hyperdrived. Okay. We're getting closer, y'all, to being done with all 10 cards. Then we're going to make envelopes. No, 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 no. I will not bore you with making the envelopes. What I did is I went over there to my hand-dyed papers. We've been making some dyed papers. And I got the ones that I think we used, now I don't know which. I'm pretty sure it was the red cabbage, purple cabbage, whatever you want to call it, y'all. And some of those. I used legal sized copy paper. It was old, so it's actually a little heavier than today's type of copy paper. Legal size is 8.5 by 17, y'all. Anyway, so I cut them down to size. Picked out the papers that I thought would look okay-ish. I mean, we're not talking exact match here, people. Exact match doesn't always happen, but looks good does happen. I think it looks good. Anyway, cut them down to size. Used my envelope maker tooly thing. I really do like that. It's not a necessity, but I sure like it. Anyway, and we made the envelopes. And now we're going to use some washi. Y'all thought I wasn't going to use that washi, huh? Because I'm so bad at not using washi, I know. But I'm like, no, we're going to put this on the envelope. Yes, it does look like the back of the envelope, doesn't it? Huh. Well, when I do envelopes, I don't always succeed. I try to do the address and all that on the back side of the envelope. Why not? Because the front side is now a solid piece of paper that may be usable for someone in their project. See, there we are. Flip-flop time. So, 10 cards, 10 envelopes. They're not the same colors because these are hand-dyed papers, y'all. For me, I'm no machine. They're not going to be the same color. Okay. So here's our cards. I did go through and stamp my little name on the back of all of them. So we're going to get to see all the cards. Don't worry, there's a photo montage. Don't miss it. My favorite part. Well, actually, everything is like my favorite part, except when the voiceover screws up and the computer does weird stuff. Ta-da! Photo montage. Y'all, it tickles me. So there's the insides all got something stamped on them. And I'm just showing you different photos, pics, if you will. And envelopes, depending on how you pronounce it. And here are our cards. Like I said, these can be taken apart, cut apart, and used as tags or turn it into an artist trading card. Whatever makes you happy. If you should happen to get one of these, or from anybody else for that matter. Once you get it, it's yours. Okay? Look at that. This was so fun and so enjoyable. Thanks, Your Creative Studio, for providing this February 2023 box for me to use. Thanks for watching and happy arting, y'all.